welcome to DeTalks again. We're back here in the shop at Hawks Detail, and I've got some friends with me this time. I've got Mr. Yvan Lacroix of Optimum Polymer Technologies. Welcome back, Yvan.
Glad to be here.
I got my assistant manager, Matt Ward, and my buddy Steve Parrish of Dirt Dart Mobile Bike Service. Thanks, Steve, coming out. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. So this one we're going to kind of have some fun with. We're going to talk about some specialty detailing.
Yeah.
The stuff that most people don't seem to even realize that you can detail. I know there are guys on Facebook and Instagram that are posting pictures of some detailers are going and polishing granite countertops.
Yeah.
Or like Steve, for instance, details bikes. He does mobile bike repair and cleans bikes, and he also does people's cars while he's over there at their house. So Matt and I have gotten, our fair share of little stuff, but nothing crazy.
Well, you do a lot of classic cars.
We do a lot of classic cars, and so that's kind of our fun thing that we didn't realize. We like finding old mouse traps and things like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, what do you guys want to talk about? We can basically, whoever wants to talk first.
Well, I'll go with Steve, because he actually does have a very niche business.
He does. Steve, tell us about yourself.
Well, I own Dirt Dart Mobile Bike Service. I have for 23 years, and from time to time I get some high-end carbon fiber bikes that need to have detail done to them, and so I'll wash them traditionally sometimes, or other times I'll just use O&R to clean them up. And a lot of times they aren't that greasy or dirty, so why waste a lot of time and effort when you can do it one step?
Yeah.
So.
Well, most people don't seem to realize that bikes are almost as expensive as cars nowadays.
And more expensive than some cars. You know, bikes can range up to $10,000 with high-end carbon fiber, and you don't want to be touching or scratching them with anything that's going to hurt them.
And what got you into that niche?
Well, I started riding bikes in 1991. I used to own an aircraft detailing business. I used to do a lot of polishing of jets and aircraft and stuff, and started riding bikes, and then I started getting into going to races, and then started into working on them, and then that's what I've been doing for the last 23 years.
Well, that's another specialty niche, is aircraft detailing.
Yes,
Yeah.
You guys did a segment on that a while ago, and it was just amazing. The products, the metal polish, it's come such a long ways.
One thing I've always liked doing is with Steve is he'll come in, we play with different products in the shop. He'll come in and bring something that he's trying to figure out, or like today you brought in your trailer that you've been polishing all the diamond plate on. Tell us about it. What have you been doing with it?
I drag it behind the truck all year long. It gets de-icer on it. The rock chips and everything, it starts looking bad, and to me, image is everything. If the car's clean, the truck's clean, you're organized, people believe that your attention to detail is up there. So I started polishing on it. Last night I spent about an hour, did one part of it, and I was just blown away at how fast it polished up quickly, how fast it was easy to wipe off, and how deep the shine was.
Yeah, and you were using the Optimum metal polish for that.
Yes, for the very first time.
What tool were you using?
I was using my Cyclo Buffer, dual random orbital 4-inch pad, foam pad. Yep, and a little bit of Optimum O&R to wipe it off.
Yeah.
Yep. And wow, amazing.
Steve's trailer is something to behold.
Oh, it is. I've seen it before, and it's very well organized. Like he says, for him, image is everything, and it's not only image; it's organized. It's a work of art.
Yeah. So, what have you had in your shop?
In my shop, we've had a lot of things. One of my little niches is RVs. Mm-hmm. Our shop is large enough that we can fit in, a semi if we want to. So, RVs fit in. I'm into buses.
Yep.
I have a vintage bus, GMC bus that we converted from a Greyhound style bus to an RV. So, I have that niche that I've brought into the shop. So we polish those, we clean those. I try to stay away from interiors. People, that's actually a maid service when you get into RVs.
Yeah.
And when we have an RV interior to do, my employees don't do it. I actually bring in a maid.
Oh, that's
I bring in a maid service to do the interior, because it is a house on the inside.
Yeah.
So treat it as such.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, and car detailers, we're good at detailing car interiors. We're not good at cleaning toilets.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just not our thing.
And I usually tell customers that when they call about RV cleaning and interior stuff, and Matt and I always joke that we'll do the inside too, but we don't clean your toilet.
Yeah,
and we don't clean out your fridge.
Right. So we subcontract to a maid service.
Smart idea.
Yeah. And RVs, there's a lot of specialty items on an RV that we don't think of. First of all, gel coat. A lot of RVs are gel coat. And there's new things coming for gel coat. Instead of polishing them or lightly polishing, but we can restore gel coat. And that's something that's on its way. Roof surfaces that are, you have some older RVs that are just a sheet of aluminum. And when they're a sheet of aluminum, you get the white streaks down the side or the black streaks. There are treatments for that. There's the EPDM roofs, which is a rubber roof. That needs to be treated. And those products, you can get them at an RV store. And sometimes the customers will bring their products, and that's about the only time I'll use a customer's product is when we're doing an RV and they bring their roof sealant. Sure, I'll use your roof sealant. On the sides, no way. I'm not using your turtle wax, or I'm not using your Swiss wax, or whatever wax you want to use. I'm using mine. Thank you very much. But RVs, trucks, and we do a lot of semis as well because they fit in our shop.
And that's a good, if you do have a shop that's big enough to do that, you can make some good money catering to that crowd.
Because truck owners, some of them it's just a tool. But other people, it's their home. And their truck is their pride. And, they really do care about their trucks.
There's more money than an exotic in some of those.
Definitely,
So.
And, there's one of our customers, he takes his shoes off before he gets in his truck. He has a pair of slippers. He takes his boots off. They go under his seat. He puts the slippers on. That's what he drives with. It has a hardwood floor in his Peterbilt. So there's not a scratch on his hardwood floor. God forbid you get in his truck with shoes on. So, and we do boats. There's a lot of people. One of my friends, Scott Campbell, he's in Tennessee. He does houseboats. And these aren't your run-of-the-mill houseboats. These are 100 and 140 feet long. These are huge.
Full-on house. on pontoons.
I call them yacht boats, or not yacht boats, but mansion boats. They're not just homes; they're huge. And so he does those, and he does a lot of boats. So there's a lot of niches that are available. And motorcycle detailing.
Motorcycles. Is a big one because a lot of people don't seem to realize that all the car products that you can use on a motorcycle as well.
Definitely.
Another one that was fun, Matt. What did you get to do this summer when you went to California?
Oh, I got to polish out an airplane, a B-24J bomber that was actually flown in World War II. It's the only military one that's still left flying in the world.
Yeah, he did that with a group of guys. Jose Fernandez put out a call, and you and Chad Kirby from Boise and Kyle Ruby all went down from Boise, and Rag Company donated some towels, of course, and did the whole thing. But that was cool. It was one of those once in a lifetime.
It was a lot of fun.
And Joe's a lot of fun to work with.
Yes,
I did a couple planes, World War II bombers with Joe as well, and that is a really niche because there's not too many left around. So you can't base a business on that. But it is a nice activity to do once in a while.
And what was the perk at the end?
I got to go in a ride in one of the planes, which would normally cost about $500 for the ticket.
So it made it worth it to do that. And not only, you also kept some of the things. So you kept your pad.
Kept the pad with the residue that we polished off of Witchcraft, just so you have a little keepsake with the residue still in it in my garage. So.
Kind of had a little trophy case, so to speak.
Exactly.
Some of the things we've done. In the shop we do all kinds of stuff. Matt's dad belongs to a motorcycle club, and one of the things we want to do is try and get into more motorcycle stuff, where we get customers to come in and actually maybe teach them. One thing guys can do if you're trying stuff in your business is to try and hold some little clinics or some little car shows, impromptu stuff in your thing. Find a club, find a group. There's a lot of car fanatics that like to learn about that stuff. It's a good way to sell products, it's a good way to sell your services. We're going to have the combat veterans bike group in and teach them all how. They always say about your dad's bike.
It's the shiniest one out there.
They don't understand how it's so clean and spotless, but Matt's over there every weekend cleaning it up for him and making sure it's always looking good. So it makes him jealous.
And the clinics, it's something I do a lot at my shops. It's fun, first of all. These groups, they all know each other. So in the group, there's a lot of interaction, there's a lot of fun going along. and they're actually interested because they love their cars.
Yeah.
You know, if they're in a club centered around their motorcycle, around their car, around their bike, around their boats, whatever, that is their passion.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've had the Tesla Club, we've had the Miata Club, we've had the Mini Club, we've had the Camaro, the Mustang, you know, all the clubs that we can have, we have them come in, we do a free clinic for them, show them how to use O&R so they're not scratching their cars with the dusters and silicone blades and things like that. So.
And then, Steve, do you do anything like that with like some of the teams, cycling teams, or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sometimes they'll ask me to show them how to wash a bike. I'll be washing a bike, and they'll ask me questions. A lot of times, is it okay to pressure wash the bicycle in a car wash? No. Those kind of topics, but nothing. I'm going to get into that more soon.
Yep.
This
and we
fall.
got cyclocross season coming up.
Yep. Mud gets on the bicycles. We want to try to keep the mud off as possible, keep them clean, easy to clean up. So we're going to be trying some new products, and there'll be some videos to follow on that too.
Yeah. Great. And one thing with bikes to remember with motorcycles and bicycles is they take a lot longer to clean than a normal car.
Oh, definitely.
So you've always got to price it accordingly. I know when Matt and I were kind of starting out, there were guys that would bring their motorcycle in and it was $100 and they'd get it cleaned and washed, but the guy would spend all day on the bike. And if you want to work for $10 an hour, go for it. That's cool. I have no problems with that. But you know, when there's a lot of different parts, and especially something like this, a naked bike, time is of the key. You got to have a lot of it and price yourself accordingly on things like that, or teach your customers. A lot of guys like to spend that time hanging out in their garage, and if you can give them the appropriate products and show them what they need to use,
the right rags,
and the right rags, they can really. Not only do you help them do it, you kind of take it off yourself, but then they know you as someone they can call.
You're the point of reference.
Yeah, they can call you, they can ask you questions, and maybe they get into it, and they, I'm going to call them up and have them polish my bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me do this for me.
So they're great at washing it, but then as they get into doing it, as they get more into detailing, then they start seeing the defects more. They start seeing the scratches.
And that's good all the way across the board.
Yeah.
That's good for the RV clubs. That's good for the classic car enthusiasts or the sports car enthusiasts.
Right.
Any of that stuff, or even you get a cyclist that's in. And once they start seeing, and especially when they start putting the money down, it makes a difference, and it's an investment, and it's money that you spend, so why not take care of it?
I've had customers buy O&R directly from me so that they can keep their bike up because they love the way it turned out.
Yeah.
So they've continued to use the product. I set them up with the right towels and the rags and a little bit of O&R product, and that was the big thing is, what'd you use? I want to keep using it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, cool. Well, some of this stuff is just kind of the fun little niche things. If you guys have some other topics that you want to discuss within the specialty detailing lines, make sure you comment right below the video here. Email me, levi@theragcompany.com. We love doing these. We can get in more with me and Matt, me and Steve, me and Yvan. We got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and don't forget, right above Steve's head, you can subscribe. Press that button.
Yeah. Make sure you do that. Just hit subscribe for the Rag Company YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.